Recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
It's Monday, February 10th, 2020. All right, we got a little show here lined up for you. We got Woodman beaming into the studio. We'll get with him here in a second. Take a minute to tell you, welcome to the Patriot Hour. What happened to our live stream yesterday? Well, folks, we're having some technical issues anytime we go to the phone calls, so we won't be doing phone calls this morning. I'm going to be making a phone call after this live stream and dealing with some technical issues, and we'll see what we can't do to move forward. We'll get back to phone calls this week at some point during our live streams. It's a great time. We like our Wednesday call-in. The whole hour was for you guys, but we got to figure out some technical issues, and that's what we do. All right, so again, if you're new to the Patriot Hour, make sure you are subscribed. If you're a returning Patriot, welcome back. Think about joining. There's a join button down below. Other than that, always think for yourself. Always connect all your own dots. That's what we encourage here at the Patriot Hour as we're following along in this story. All right, Woodman, brother. Good morning.
Good morning to everyone. How are we doing on this fine Monday morning?
Not bad. Not bad. All right, we got the chats up at a decent size. Lots of issues last night. It was because I tried to stream out to two places, so I'm not going to do that anymore. You have to use a company that's out in town on a cloud or whatever to kind of take your one stream and restream, all right? I, from my own machine, tried to stream to two places at once. I thought with maybe the new graphics card, still not powerful enough, so we won't be doing that. Phone calls are off for a day or two until we run a few more tests and make a few calls. Pushing forward, we got to get to the Legion this week, probably late this week, Woodman, me and you, possibly Ben. Yeah. Everyone was asking, where's Ben been? Ben's been sick. I thought I mentioned that earlier last week, but it was a crazy week last week with all the information we were getting out. Tons of people sick around us. I thought I brought up fluid pour. Ben, multitudes of people we know have been sick. My own family as well. So hope everyone's better. It's going around. Yeah. People are getting better. Some maybe not so, but if you film dead bodies in China, the police will arrive at your front door and arrest you. Total censorship going on over there. Total cover-up of the carnivorous corona virus outbreak. Not to laugh at all. We don't know. Not at all. I mispronounced it, but unbelievable.
I think it's 908 have already passed, I believe.
Now, where did you is that what's coming from the mainstream or?
Yeah, but I don't. It'd be Fox if it came from anywhere.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Doesn't
make your lies any better, Woodman.
I know it doesn't, but it gives it a little more. Gives it a little more hope, you know.
No, Woodman doesn't. It just depends. There's some people at Fox, you
gotta watch what you're doing. That's all.
You still got to research it, folks. And it's at this point, it's what's coming out of there. We hear that they're threatening their own citizens with total, a mainstream push or nothing. What we're telling you is what's happening. So be very careful on that. All right, so let's look at a few different articles here, folks. Biden, we saw last night, lashed out at a New Hampshire voter. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. What do you say? A lion dog-faced pony soldier. What is that?
Took his jacket off. I don't even. I wouldn't. I couldn't fathom. I don't know, man.
Oh.
Yeah. Took his jacket off like he's going to roam it with it or something. All right. I don't know. And they talk about Trump,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, and Pelosi went off on somebody, too. I seen a little footage on that. Not much. I didn't catch much of it. It's pretty quick, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, some young kid, she's... They're all losing their cookies, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is, like Trump said, you're witnessing the evil people lose their minds in real time, folks, in real time. And now, reminder on all that, by the way, Woodman, Joe Biden, John Kerry, Mitt Romney, the Clintons, and who you just said, Nazi Pelosi, and George Soros, all have connections to the Ukraine. I mean, they all have connections to I was just reading an article this morning on that very, very thing, and I can pull it up right here. Reminder, Joe Biden, John Kerry, Mitt Romney, the Clintons, Nancy Pelosi, and the George Soros all have the connection to the Ukraine. See, their hand are all in the cookie jar.
Yep.
And they got caught because Trump came in and turned on the light. See? See how he does that?
Yeah.
Ben Garrison is great at doing these little art pictures week after week, day after day. And look, Trump's foot's tapping down a little bit there.
Right.
It's like the angry parent that catches the kid and then in the cookie jar. We all caught you. Kerry, Romney, Biden, Pelosi, Ukraine cookies.
Yep.
All right, folks, I can't.
All their offspring had a job doing. They were all the offspring.
Yeah.
They were the ones working there. Yeah, every one of them. My word. And then they're going to sit there and like point the finger. You're a bad person.
You bad
treasonous
man.
Act.
Well, that's a quick projection. That's what that they run the quick projections to get them out there. So what are the odds that Joe Biden, John Kerry, Mitt Romney, the Clintons, Speaker Pelosi, George Soros all have connections to the Ukraine? Joe Biden and his son Hunter. If you don't know what that Joe Biden's son Hunter was the board member of Burisma, the Ukrainian oil and gas firm. By the way, these people are all green. They pitch green. You're to blame. While their kids are over there in these foreign countries making sure the foreign countries aren't going green because they're sitting on these oil and gas firms that they say are bad. Then you're living under a rock, all right? You're living under a rock. You're not on the planet. You're not paying attention. You're listening to the wrong channels. You're listening to the wrong information. If you're not knowing about this, if this is the same company Joe Biden bragged about removing a prosecutor who was looking into the Bidens and George Soros in the Ukraine. All right, Sarah A. Carter, a truth movement soldier. Love to have her on the show and talk a little bit. Just a little open convo, no agenda session. So you need to check this out, right? This is the video. We've all seen it. This is Joe Biden threatening, all right? This is a son of a bitch. He fired him. You got about 6 hours before we fly out of here. If you don't fire him, we've posted a 32 tweet thread that talks about the whole thing with Kerry here. All right, early 14, Kerry visited the Ukraine, offered $1 billion in aid Shortly after, prosecutors took over the government, causing the president to flee to Russia, and shortly after, Russia invaded the Ukraine. Also in early 2014, Kerry's top campaign fundraiser, Devin Archer, which was in college with his son, Kerry's son, which is a Hines, and then also Biden's son. They all three, Devin Archer, Kerry's wife, late wife that passed, was a Hines for the Hines 57. Kerry married her. She already had a son, so it's not Kerry's son, it's Kerry's stepson. Is that proper?
Yep.
And so these three boys were in college together, you know, Devin Archer, Mr. Hines, and Mr. Biden, which is Hunter. Biden visited the campaign, and Archer and Biden's son Hunter are named the board of Burisma Holdings, the Ukraine's largest gas producer and well-known corrupt. You start asking Biden about that. Well, it was corrupt well before my son ever got in there. Well, there you go. Why would why is your son in a corrupt company? Next, the Russian advance into the Ukraine was sudden. If you remember, they showed up in tanks, and they're invading. And they begged and pleaded with the Obama administration, we need some weapons, we need some missiles. They sent them blankets and MREs.
Blankets. Yeah,
and MREs.
blankets.
Mills ready to eat. Mills ready to eat. We were familiar with those. Me and Woodman being some veterans here. MREs. I mean, I at least hope they weren't the spaghetti ones. All right? Yeah, I just hope they didn't get that spaghetti. So, you got next the Ukraine advance, and the Ukraine Burisma hired John Kerry's former chief of staff, David Latier, as a lobbyist. Britain had frozen $23 million of Burisma's funders' money, but later dropped these charges. Of course they did. Some suggest that Burisma is actually owned by banker Kolomoisky, who blew through $1.8 billion in 9 months. How do you even do that? In aid.
I don't know.
In a maze of offshore accounts. Okay, so he was pumping it out through a maze of some offshore account. Kolomoisky was placed in U.S.'s Visa's ban list, but then was soon lifted. Archer in 2018 was found guilty in a scheme of defraud Native Americans, but his guilty plea was later overturned. The months before Biden's last trip to the Ukraine, all investigations of the Burisma were closed. On Biden's last day in office, Burisma and the Democratic Connected Atlantic Council signed cooperation agreements. In addition, a video surfaced of Kerry bragging about himself, Obama, and Biden, all wanting the Ukraine prosecutor gone, who was looking into Burisma.
Crazy.
Oh, so he was looking into it. That's not what Biden said. Biden said the reason he fired him is because he wasn't looking into it good enough. And his son was there, and he wanted his son looked into really good. Because that's what dads want.
Yeah. Hey, none of them people even had any knowledge of gas and energy anyway. Are you kidding me?
That's,
you know,
put it this way. The Biden acted like he didn't talk to his son at all and didn't know nothing. He said,
yeah.
You know, it's like he came home on, you know, his dad's vice president at the time, like, you know, home at Christmas time. Hey, son, you know, how's it going? How's the Navy? How's the Navy, son? He's like, I got booted out, Dad. I did cocaine. What? Cocaine? Oh, geez, son. Let me call the Ukraine. See if I can't get you in over there. And, right? I mean,
for a large raise.
Yeah. What were you making in the service? You know, 50, 60 grand a year. Yeah, Dad. You know, I'll get you 166K a month. Will that work? The only other theory is the dude was booted out of the Navy. This is all fact. Booted out of the Navy for the cocaine charges and came home and just really hit rock bottom. We know that there's crack pipes and hookers and strippers or whatever involved. So he was out of it. And old Joe just took his information. And this is a funneling. Because there are laws against, you know, you can't get money directly from like the country of China or the Ukraine directly into your bank account. So they would go through the
Right.
kids. The kids would get all the money gathered up, and then I don't know if the parents are pilfering, like, all right, this is for this person, this is for me, this is for the other 18 people involved, and then the kids like sitting there just like, well, what's left for me? 200, 200K, cool. No, $200, you idiot. You ain't doing nothing. And then when they come to, kind of like maybe Hunter is, kind of got a little new wife. I think he was dating his brother's deceased wife or whatever, but he's starting a family. And
hey, they gotta be multimillionaires somehow. They don't get paid that good. Come on now. They all when they hang up their hat, they're all multi-million-dollar, people.
that's right.
Buying big extravagant houses, $4 or $5 million houses, and still have $12 million in the bank, and they only earned about probably $1.5 million the whole time they were in.
Yeah, no, nobody's supposed to be rich. There's old, great quotes based off old presidents saying that no man shall be rich while they're like working for the government. I mean, these rates, we know DC's pretty high cost of living. So when you look at somebody like, they're making $150 a year. I mean, that's not very much in the scheme of things. I mean, it is. I mean, it's still a good living. And of course, these politicians are making it's tax dollars, so they're real fruitless with it. Every year, these people have voted down for 30 years to take, minimum wage shouldn't rise. Shortly after, they all like, no raise for minimum wage. They're fine where they're at, $7. Then they vote on our own raise for the 400 of us. Aye. Everyone is for it. They'll get a little raise for themselves year after year. They never vote that down.
Yeah.
Better medical, better, money.
Oh yeah.
But we get that. But still, $150K is not gonna, you'd have to save and not spend anything for just 10 years roughly to be a millionaire, and you gotta live, and then that money gets burned up. So how do they become when they come in? And that's what we've always looked at. Look at all these people before they entered government. They were broke. I mean, Bernie was living on welfare. They say he was off of welfare. He's never had a real job. He went from welfare straight into the political game. And his wife's over here. I mean, if you look into Maxine Waters in the I think it was late 80s, early 90s or something, like her husband, they were from California, I think, as well, district wise, and he was out on some private bank that they opened up in like the town of LA or the county of LA or Oakland or something. And then she was on the board of, monies and whatnot, and for banks and loans. And she secured her own husband $1 million, which was like unheard of for some small, private, opened up bank. It was actually like illegal. But they shoved ethics. A bunch of people put in ethics rules violations on her. And then when it came down to it and she got to go, she screamed racism. It was all racism against her and her husband. And then everyone got real quiet. I mean, this was under like the Clinton era. So you look into that stuff, and it's the same. Nancy Pelosi rips up that paperwork. They talk about, I thought, okay, like I saw some stuff floating around about an article of the USC of the code of, and it's like, official this, official that. I'm thinking, all right, these are copies. But, they did say that they're historic. Trump signs them all. Like they're signed. They're official copies. They're kind of given out. People normally hold them. She rips hers up. Trump actually said it was illegal. I don't know the legality on it, if it's illegal or not. I mean, I know, like we've talked about, I've had pins before from the military that you put in your pocket and you get home, like, and it says right on there, the property of U.S. government. Even down to a little 30-cent pin. Well, it probably cost them $10. I don't know, folks, but they did put in ethics charges on Pelosi, all right? So Matt Gaetz out of Florida puts in ethics charges against her. He's like, I probably won't go nowhere, these ethics. But it's a point. It brings attention. It's, the way she conducted herself on TV, behind the president, knowing that they set it up like that. The president here, the vice president, and then third in line, which is Pelosi. And then to conduct yourself back there, prepping some paperwork the whole time, not paying attention to anything, just already knowing what you're going to do, premeditated, it's horrible. So the point is, ethics charges will endure. Will it lead to anything for her over ethics charges? I doubt it. But the point is, she wanted the attention. Now she's going to get it. She's threatening all the social media sites to take the video down if they see it. Like, yeah. She doesn't want it reshown a million times. It's bad. She regrets it now. But
well,
hey,
why not?
yeah.
Like they do that. They do that to Trump.
As far as I'm concerned, she was ripping up the Constitution in front of all of us. That's what you can just put it that way. She, if that's what she could have got her hands on, it probably would have been the Constitution. I mean, why not? Why not?
She was just throwing how'd her daughter put it? An Italian granny fit or Italian grandma fit or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Crazy.
that's what it was. That was a meltdown.
Oh,
man.
well. Yeah, oh, well, you get to be like that. You can be dumb and ignorant, too. Why not? We pay for it anyway. God, we're paying these people to be ignorant. Oh,
when is this New Hampshire Trump rally? Is that tonight?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know for sure. I'm not going to say. Because I don't know for sure. But I still can't believe old Buttigieg, or up the butt, whatever his name is, Mayor Pete, inching everybody out. I don't know, man.
Manchester.
I don't like the guy myself. I know him. I don't know him personally, but I know what we live really close to where he came from, and man, he didn't do a whole lot of good anywhere, as far as I could see. That's my personal opinion, but
Yeah, no. I'll think long and hard about
very
this
well
Trump
liked
rally.
there.
I like doing the Trump rallies, folks, but we'll see. We'll see. I got I think I got the live show later tonight. If that even works out.
Monday.
Monday.
Big panel.
What time is that tonight? Does anybody know?
10 o'clock our time, isn't it? Wasn't it? 9 or 10 o'clock our time. I think it was 10 o'clock our time.
We'll let the good old Patriots here tell us up in the old chit chatter.
Alrighty. Yeah, I shut my left monitor off. I'm just watching the one on the right now.
Too much glitchy for you?
Well, no, it's not. We screwed up and made it too big, and I have to scroll
Just
way
hit that
down
little.
below.
Just hit that little minus like I showed you, man, and then boom, you're right back to normal, man.
Well, I'll try that here eventually. But yeah, I have to scroll down way below the screen, even on the left monitor, just to see the chats, and I got to go way down below.
There's a
that to even
button.
add to it.
There's a button for chats to make it all. I just did it on mine. It's called Pop Out Chat, and then it just takes the chat and makes its own window of the chat, so you can make your whole screen the chats instead of any video. And then that helps. Yeah.
Now you tell me.
Mm-hmm. I just found it myself. It myself. I've done it before, like a year ago. I used to do it a lot, but now I just did it again.
Well, you are a computer guru. I mean,
yeah.
Well, you are.
Audio woman calls. So I'm looking at some headlines here, folks. We're kind of. So I like that Joe Biden loses it. I'll probably do a video on that. I guess last night at the Oscars, Hollywood phony Brad Pitt slams the GOP over the Trump impeachment trial. Like they didn't do their job. What does Bradley Pitt know? Nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing. Because he did never, but he's been very silent on his old buddy Harvey Weinstein, up in Hollywood and taking advantage of everybody. You were real quiet on that.
Oh, man, you see.
Until you dated somebody. I guess he dated Gwyneth Paltrow or something, and went and threatened him one time. Told him to never touch her again. Touch all the others, but don't touch the one I'm dating, man.
Yeah,
real nice either.
Oh, Frankenstein! I can't believe he shows up for court and using a walker. Come on, man! You can't just turn around that quick. Oh, you know it, man. He's playing it up to the hilt, Good Lord. These people are totally amazing.
I'm not seeing. Oh, we got some super chats. Let me see here. So we got
Right.
a new member.
Right.
We got
welcome.
Yes, Shelly Gustafson, Gustafson. Welcome. Michael Billington. Thank you, Michael. Please look into the Queen's Speech 2019, the golden piano in the background. I've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Was Saddam's sold gold piano. USA took the oil. UK took the gold. Tony Blair gets $6 million per annum for going to the war. Wow. Okay, we'll look into that. Thank you, Michael and Dale Brashear. Keep up the great work. Thank you. We sure will.
All right.
Got about 660 in the room. Great little morning show.
Good deal.
And we're at the
Good deal.
30-minute mark. I would love to be taking some phone calls, but what we will do is look at some chats here. You guys got any questions on anything going on?
Yeah, sir, what you got? Start the week off correctly. Oh, yeah.
Let me actually sit here and wait the 10 to 15 seconds for them to pop up. What did I just do with my chats? I don't know what I did with them. They're missing in action, man.
Being in action.
All right, so I'll do it this way. I can look at them through the... oh, wait, maybe it was opened up in here. There it is. I got it. Okay, so we got... I see 680 in the chat, 682. Numbers are jumping in and out. Yeah, mine's probably not updated. 7 p.m. PST, so we're looking at 8 or 9. 9 p.m.
All right. Marvy. Oh. My back's killing me. Any rest coming soon? Oh, they're coming. We don't know how soon, though.
Yeah, that's totally not something we can answer. We are following along. There is a great question here, folks, of some of these people in the past. Okay, so we know that what Trump's echoing. We know what Trump's saying. We know what... let me try to put it this way. So you got like Bill Barr. He's kind of mocking or saying the same things that Trump's saying, and they've bashed him for that. Even last year when he sat in front of Congress and took a bunch of questions, he was bashed. And then you got people like Lindsey Graham, and then you got tons of people like, if you look through history, there's, I don't trust Lindsey Graham, I don't trust Bill Barr. And that's very valid because you're going to judge off things through the past. That's all we really have. We haven't seen much. Anything like we're getting ready to see, we've never seen before. Why did Trump get somebody like Bill Barr out of retirement? When Bill Barr, if you look, there are times it seems to be under the old Bush administration that he covered up. He was the head of the CIA or part of the CIA. They gave immunity to a lot of the Iran-Contra players. It was a way to cover it all up, put it under the rug. Were there crimes when they were looking back that some of these people did, so they pulled them out of retirement, asked them to come out of retirement, put them into these positions to be forced to do the right thing again or not? Because anyone that doesn't, they're complicit in the coup cover-up, all right? There's a coup going on, and all these people have had the right, the chance to stop this coup at any given time, but they have yet to do so. If they don't, does Trump mold to what they're saying? Like, I guess they did their investigations, there's nothing, I was wrong. That would be a different story to be like, all right, we know that this isn't right, something's happened. So all we can do is wait and watch that, how it unfolds. And I think we're right there, ramping up. So we got a lot of people saying what Trump says.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, only thing that can happen. And why would these people like Barr or Durham or Lindsay? They have access. Look at Pompeo. I don't trust Pompeo, man. Well, he just went to that governor's thing and he sat there and acted like, you know, I got a piece of paper coming in for this blah 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 over in China. Sounds really good. That's the way it's worded. But my little bit of time over the CIA, which we know that he was put over there first in charge of the CIA to gather some stuff, to look at things. And he's saying that he knows that this outfit is part of the communistic part of China with the guise of this awesome front name. Like, right, the CIA here does that stuff. I mean, they set up front shops. So anyway, they're the Communist Party of China's doing that, and then they invite all the governors of all the states. And then you have the head of the Secretary of State, folks. That's the guy the way you can do business overseas is through the federal government as of now. That's the way it's set up, and they funnel through. So it's a conjoined thing. I mean, the states can't, they got to kind of be funneled through that process. He's telling everybody that he knows that this company is bad. They're out to mess with the sovereignty and mess with governors and sell out their states. Which you look at our state here, Woodman, like the toll road has been sold out, I think, to China several years ago. Remember hearing all that?
Oh, that's been a long time.
Well, they rented it. They didn't sell it. They rented it. Oh, is that the loophole? I mean, come on. So we'll see. It looked like to me that he was there calling them all out. Like they're all there to party and sign some more deals and what they've done in the past. And as Pompeo's up top saying this, well, I'll tell you what, and then says all that they're probably starting to get real hot in the seats, and some of them looking left and right, like running out of the building maybe to make a phone call. Hey, get rid of that one stock. Yeah, make that money disappear, man. They know what they would have done. Like if they did something bad for their state, but money pilfered into their retirement funds or it's some offshore bank and they are in access and control of that. They know.
Well, like he said, you know,
and they know. They know. So think about that. All right. I mean, that's there's so much, Woodman, so much I'm hearing that all that can happen now are these same people that have been echoing that can come out and say, well, everything's over and done. It didn't turn out to be what it was. Trump was wrong. They'd have to flip what they've already been saying, which sounds good, but we don't have to trust them.
Yeah.
And I encourage you not to. Don't trust them, but we'll see. That's all. And then at that point, does Trump quit? Or does that where we go to some of these other things that are designed like the insurrection, where it's like, all right, time after time after time, the ramp up with us, even with these last bit of players that people think are dirty right there beneath Trump, could be. But boy, oh boy, then that would lead to Trump and actual good patriots in the military having to stop the coup because nobody else would. This is process. This is the way it has to happen. Has to.
Yeah, like Barr said, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time.
It sure does. So
and it really does, because it's got to be really, really, really accurate. That's the thing. Very accurate. You know, if you blow one part of it, you know, it just eliminates another 50, 75 people beyond that tied to that one person. Now you can't go after them. You know, you lost your lead. I don't know. We won't know.
The first arrest will send shockwaves, right? Like we've been hearing.
Oh, you know it.
It must be done right, folks. That's all I can say. It must be done right.
Yeah.
It must be done
correctly.
It must be done according to a rule of law. Everything they've been doing has been subverting law, trickery. So for this to be done and go down right so nobody can get out of it, they're gathering everything. It has got to be done right. It's got to be done according to rule of law. It must carry weight. It must be proven in the courts of law as well, beyond a reasonable doubt. There can be no mistakes. And just like Barr said, it does. It takes these good things take time.
Yep.
And like Trump said, the best is yet to come. So these are their own words, folks. We'll see if they stop short of, and there's nothing left after that. So either they do the right thing and stop the coup, Now, these people brought out of retirement. They had their own crimes. What was the point of that? Put them in positions to see if they do the right thing, and if they don't, they go down. If they do, they did the right thing. That goes down in the books that way. But also, do their old crimes come up? Do they... So we like to say this. Imagine this and learn this and watch this unfold right before your very eyes, all right? If the dirty cops ran investigations into the DNC breach before... if dirty cops ran the whole investigation into the DNC breach back in 2016, and then they told the FBI they couldn't get the servers, they told them, no, get out of here. Could an argument be made that the whole process was corrupt? All those people involved now fired for lying, leaking, having bias. If dirty cops ran the investigation into the election interference, could an argument be made that it was corrupt? All those people fired for lying and leaking. If dirty cops ran the investigation into the HRC private server email scandal, Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, could an argument be made that that whole process was corrupt? All those people are fired now. If those same people that were fired for starting or running in a corrupt investigation for Hillary started the Trump Russia hack lie, we know that they never penetrated the DNC server, folks. We got the proof. I've done the test myself. The raw file from WikiLeaks shows how that file is transferred. The way that this whole thing began, again, it's like the very first little thing, just like in every other thing you look into. It's wrong. It's a lie. They won't prove it. They tell you, Russia hacked the DNC server. It's like, well, how? Because we look at the file. There's no way. What kind of hack are you talking about? You know, because the way they make it sound is Russia from over in Russia hacked the DNC file. They took some stuff. Well, the transfer is way too quick. Doesn't make sense. Prove it. We proved all that. It's lies, 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 lies.
Well, yeah, they live on lies.
The truth will be made public. Many prosecutions. The wheels of justice move slow, but when it moves, there is unfortunately nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. No escape.
Well, do your time, Hot Rod. You can do the crime, do your time. Like they always say, they're not. Trump's not above the law. Neither are they. Sorry.
No. So that's why Trump's going to release everything.
Oh, yeah.
After everything. You know, they want to talk about these phone calls. Well, we'll release Obama's. We'll release Biden's phone calls. We'll release the paperwork. These people play on the fact that everything's disclosed or classified, hidden in drawers for the next 100 years. Trump has released everything on the JFK file other than 4 pieces of paper. Those 4 pieces of paper will name the guilty. You'll see. He stopped shy because of what's going on right now. We're going to get the Benghazi. He's already just said the other day, we're releasing all the Benghazi files. Take a look at it for yourself. I mean, you want to talk about impeachment crime. I mean, Congress's oversight. That's their whole purpose, folks. They're to look at these things where tax dollars goes and to understand what our government agencies are spending money on, and we don't want them doing any subversion acts and fucking messing around with us. But here you go. They take guns secretly. They shove them into Mexico in this fast and furious, off the grid operation, rogue operation, to take guns, put them into the cartel's hands, to track them and see where they go. Well, all we ended up with was some dead U.S. Border Patrol agents ripped away from their families over, and the guns that were maybe left on the scenes, when looked at, led back to military surplus or guns that belonged to the U.S. that were supposed to be in storage units or something, secured. Yeah. So they couldn't really understand what was going on. So as this became the attention to Congress, they pulled paperwork. Obama gave executive privilege. No, nobody screamed impeachment. He's trying to cover something up. So then they pull in Eric Holder, the what Barr is now, the lead attorney general for the country. Right. And they pull him in on subpoenas. He ends up not showing up or whatever on that final day. So then the Republican part of Congress says we want to, what do you call it when you don't show up for a subpoena? They were gonna pull up the charges of hold them in contempt of court. All the Democrats get up and walk out of court. in protest of like, we don't need to know what's going on. Unbelievable. I mean, this was Nadler, Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Schumer, all the same players that are there now. And that was people died. People died. So let's take a look at what the hell is going on. Nah, you're going to ruin process for their illegal acts. No, we're going to unblow the cover. So then they did it the right way. They put all the paperwork in. And we're just now recently getting some paperwork released, but real stupid stuff. Other stuff's hidden. Trump's going to declassify it all. So it makes sense. And we'll see how rogue and corrupt that was. That's just one little thing, folks. He's going to unrelease it all. Trump has nothing to hide. He hasn't been around for 30 years. He doesn't have a history in the federal government being treasonous. These people do. The people that you're fighting for are bad. Half the country don't even know it. Before Trump, they might have agreed, like, there's a conspiracy, there's a new world order, it's creeping in. Then all of a sudden, that's gone out the window with these people. They think Trump is the corrupt one of 3 years in, trying to do everything for himself. All these other great people are great, and they just need him out of there, and we can get back to what we were doing. Which was, holy crap, look at the world, man. The world was a wreck. Countries are falling apart. They've pulled all these scams in other countries as well, taking people's elected officials out of the way.
Yeah. One world order in the end is what they want. We're not going to give it to them.
Check it out, folks. I want to real quickly say here, I got a bunch of silvers and gold. And if you guys maybe I want to send something off from the P.O Box. So do something to get my attention. There's multitudes of ways. Send an email, make a comment. The emails and all the links are, I don't know if they're underneath this video, but typically they are. If not, under any other video, you're going to see links to like the PayPal, there's a join button. Do whatever you can. And then if you're interested, we will be giving, I got like the, a 99 point. It's going to be a lot of a glare on there, but, there it is.
There you go. Yeah.
Pure silver. I got it in a coin holder and everything. That's how I do. All right.
Yeah. Keep your fingers off it so your oils don't ruin it. Oh yeah.
Hold on. Tell me when you get to see the, if ever.
Down. Whoa.
I'm using my hand. It'll help.
Put it on a slight angle. There you go. Yep. There you go.
1 ounce, 0.999. 0.9999 AG. All right, that's that extra cook-off. All right, that's an even finer silver, folks. I got a couple of those. I got Trump 2021.
Oh, yep.
But anyway, there's some real silvers. We got some somebody sent that one in. I don't have it in the case. That's from Australia. This is a real beautiful one. They don't really focus unless I use my hand.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah. I don't know. Where are we at? It's almost 11. What time do we start?
We're at 48 minutes in. Nice little show here. We got about 820 in the room, I'm seeing.
All right.
I wanted to yeah, this is just a mess out there. That new bill's out that everyone's been talking about. I've been looking into it. That New Way Forward Act. Have you come across that at all? That's crazy.
Yeah, but I didn't want to push no buttons trying to find out how to get one. I was waiting for you to like bring it up and maybe I could con you into buying me one of those because look, I want to have one put up. You know what I mean? I've got a little lock box for that kind of stuff, you know, and
Yeah.
I've got special bills in there and so forth, and ooh yeah, armor of God,
Armor
brother. There
of
we go.
God too, folks. I'm gonna be sending out a package to somebody, so you guys just
That's
get
great,
a hold of me.
man. Yeah, that's great.
Drop
Everybody
a
needs.
line in the email. Drop a line down below. I want armor of God,
That's
and most
right.
likely I'll throw a Trump coin in there.
Ooh-wee.
Armor of God.
Get a hold of them, everybody. Come on now.
Now this one is mine, because you know a lot of these challenge coins, you know how they come, Woodman. You get them at a certain time
Right.
for an event. Now these came about a year later after we were part of
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
9/11. All right, never forget.
Yeah.
United we stand. And then you got the Pentagon on the
Ooh.
back,
I like the 9/11.
honoring the memory of those who we lost. September 11th, 2001. All right.
Yeah, I like that.
But we got the, again, the armor of...
Oh yeah. The most
Can
important
never
one
go
right
wrong with
there.
that one.
That's the most important one right there. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, get a hold of him, man. Make him feel bad where he'll have to
You
send
put these
a
in your
coin.
pocket. Like this one here you want to hold on to. All right. I got one more to show you.
Ooh, all right.
Favorites.
Ooh, all right.
I'm gonna take this one out of the
Ooh.
read that, Woodman.
The only thing I feel when I kill is the recoil from my rifle. All right, man. Beautiful.
Look at this.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Let's say, one shot, one kill. You know it, brother. You know it. You know it. That's great. That looks nice.
So
I think I've seen that before, though.
this is
I'm not
like
sure.
one of the only moving challenge
Right.
coins
That's cool.
I've ever gotten. All right, I got tons of them. I got a box full we can go through and sit here and have a good time with. But
Great.
I think we're going to shut her down. I know I got some stuff to do. We went about an hour. We're at the 52-minute mark. We appreciate all you guys. I actually got a little episode out of here when we went over that one article. I'll be putting up separately off of our video here today, Woodman. At one point, I hit record. So this live stream went out. It's a whole episode. But for the, I had captured like a 20-minute clip. So that'll go out because it was over that article of all their hands in the cookie jar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's great. I like that.
Anything you want to say to the old Patriots here before we go for Monday morning, getting into their week?
Just God bless you. I hope we help you have a good start for the week. There's a lot of information coming out, everybody. Just kind of like hang on to your seat and grab your popcorn, and maybe if it's late enough in the day, have you a cocktail. Also, don't forget the elderly people, everybody. Really, no kidding. They need help. It's cold out there. They might need a meal, bowl of soup. Half an hour of conversation really helps everybody get along. God bless you all. I hope we made your day a little bit. Hope we start your week off real good. Yeah, God bless you all, and hang on to each other and pray.
Heck yeah. Well, just like Woodman said there, it's cold. You can warm warm them up, blanket or whatnot, or warm their heart up by conversation. That's awesome. So think about your elderly family, the neighbor, the person you know from church, whatever, and maybe keep an eye on them. Give them a phone call, stop by, check in. Again, if you have any tattered flags, anything you need to get rid of, send them into the P.O Box. We're doing the flag retirement American Legion ride / Patriot Fest, August of 2020, folks. Just several months away. We're planning on it. You guys are going to see a couple of unique live feeds come from the Patriot Hour here upcoming. We're going to do probably something for Memorial Day. We'll make sure we cover that one. That'll be one of our test runs, right, Woodman? A little test run of equipment and feed, kind of like we did last year. You guys got to see Ben was down there. That kind of worked out, actually. We're going to try to go for a little bit better signal. We got to work on that. Other than that, we're pushing forward. Look for us tomorrow morning again. Brother Woodman, Patriots,
everybody airborne.
All right, there you go. That was Woodman. Always a pleasure, folks. Again, email for the coins. Armor of God, Trump. Maybe one shot, one kill. I got a couple of those. Just things to remember moving forward this week. Lots going on. Keep your ears open. Stay in tune. Listen to everything you want. Watch everybody you can. But until you can connect those dots, don't believe a word of it. All right, we always encourage that here at the Patriot Hour. The days of being spoon-fed auto truth are over. That's what got us in this mess in the first place. So let's not fall for the same old traps moving forward. Again, I'm Mike. This is the Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you, and we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update. Coming real soon. There'll be a video dropping right after this, and some other ones being made. God bless.
To the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.